So beside me here I have a 2026 Ford F-150 Lariat 501A in this beautiful new Avalanche color. We're going to do a walk around and a review on it here in this negative 30-degree weather we're having in Southern Ontario. Let me know what you guys think. So in front of me here I have the 2026 Ford F-150 Lariat 501A package with the black appearance pack in Avalanche. Now I gotta say, this color reminds me a little bit of that space white color that Ford did a couple years back, but honestly I really do enjoy this color. I feel like it shows a lot of the accents around the truck. But we'll start here at the front. We've got these signature LED daytime running lights that Ford gives you with the Lariat. We've got LED lights. Now as we carry over into the center here, we've got the blacked out grille here with the black appearance pack, the blacked out Ford badge as well. We've got a camera there underneath to encompass your full 360 camera. You've got your fog lights down below, which are LEDs. You've got your two recovery hooks, parking sensors there on the bumper, and then you've got your plastic air dam as well. Now here's a glimpse of the truck a little bit lower. I gotta say, this color, I would highly recommend this option. Now overall here at the front, I would say that's really it. You've got some bulges there on the hood, but I think for the Lariat trim, the front end compared to like an XLT is definitely a lot nicer. So that's it here at the front. Let's take a look underneath the hood here and go over the engine of choice. So underneath the hood here of this Ford F-150 Lariat 501A, we've got the 3.5 liter PowerBoost V6. We've got 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque. Now this is hooked up to the 10-speed automatic transmission, but honestly, this is a great engine option, and I think Ford should have carried a little bit more money when it comes to design to the hybrids, because I feel like the hybrids are a great option for people as opposed to them just going full electric, because some people may not want to go full electric, or they may not want a hybrid at all. That's why you have the 5 liter or the other 3.5 V6. But honestly, this is a great engine for good commuters. My friend currently has one of these and he absolutely loves it. Great power, towing, and payload capability. So let me know what you guys think. But that's underneath the hood here. Let's take a look around the F-150 Lariat and go over its options. So taking a look around the F-150 Lariat, we'll start with the tire and wheel setup. So as we can see, we're sitting on a blacked out wheel. We got the blacked out Ford badge there. 275/60 R20 is the tire size, with that 20-inch wheel there. We are with Hankook tires. We've got that carpet aligner here at the front. No air suspension on these trucks. Now on the side here, we've got the F-150 Lariat vent on the fender, and it is blacked out. We do have that body matched mirror cap here with a camera underneath. Then you've got a light here that you can turn on. Now here's a side profile view of the truck here. This is a 5.5 foot bed. You've got the 4x4 stickers there. You can get a power running board here, but this one has the fixed running board. You've got the blacked out PowerBoost badge there. Keyless entry only on the front 2 doors. And as you can see, it comes with the back windows tinted, but you can match if you wish. But from a side profile view, side glance, I think the truck looks good. And I really gotta say the color is really nice. Now before we hop in, you do get keyless entry. So to grab it, you can unlock it. And then as you put your finger here, you can lock it with the key in your pocket. We are greeted with a black leather interior here, as we can see. Now they call it Active X, so I don't believe it's actually a full leather. It may be a combination of plastics with leather, but anyways, we'll start here with the door panel. All soft touch here at the top, and then here where your arm would lay. You've got the B&O speaker here, lock and unlock, window control, door handle. Then you got your storage down below. Nothing here on the door sill. You've got your automatic seat adjustments here with the Ford name there at the back. And then here is what the seat looks like. They are heated and ventilated. They are very comfy, I do have to say, but like I said, I don't think they're actually full leather. You do have a cubby here to store things, which is actually a really nice thing to have. You've got a kind of like brushed aluminum look here for the top glove box. And then you have the lower glove box, of course. And then you have handles on both sides to help you get in. This one does have the optional moonroof, which you can get, which is always nice to have if you want more light inside the truck. But this is really it for a front profile view from the passenger side of things. And then let's take a look at the back here. So in the back here of the F-150 Lariat, we'll start here with the door panel. Again, all soft touch here at the top where your arm would lay as well. You've got your cup holder here, more of that brushed aluminum B&O speaker here, and then some storage down below on the door panel. You've got nothing here on the door sill, and then over here is what the seat looks like. So again, soft, plush, and they are perforated. You don't get heated seats in the 501A. You're gonna have to go to the 502A for the code for Lariat. Now over here, you've got a 12 volt. You've got two USB-Cs over on this side. If I can open it with my glove, there we go. And then you have your 120, you got two vents, and then two cup holders there at the top. And again, there is that moonroof. Now these seats are 60-40 split, so by just kind of pulling this thing here, you can lift them up, and then you have access to the full area here. But the nice thing is you got handles to help you get in on both sides. I'll show you guys how I would get in here as someone who's about 5'11". All right, so hopping inside, you've got your running board here and then your handle to help you get in. So honestly, very easy. The seats themselves, they're actually pretty comfy, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's a lot of cushion back here. Usually in the back of these trucks, I find that they don't put a lot of cushion, but you know, there is a decent amount of cushion when you kind of put your back towards it. I still have a decent amount of room. I mean, this chair is pretty far back, but you can see it kind of curves a little bit, so your knees have room if you are taller. Now, the one thing that sucks with the moonroof is the headroom is not as good because there's no indent for taller passengers, but you've got your cup holders here. You've got a 120 plug so you can plug in and watch whatever you need to. You got Wi-Fi in these things if you want to pay for them. Like I said, you got your handle here, lights, and then you got a coat hanger here too. I mean, that's really it. I do wish though, and I feel like they used to, is give people the option if you're going to have people back here to have screens. I think that's such a cool thing. Because if you're going to be on a long cruise back here, it's nice to have a screen, you know, to hook up whatever you need. You've got the plug here, and I'm sure they can put things back here like they do in the Expeditions and the Yukons. They have, you know, you can upgrade to some screens, which is pretty cool. But overall, like I said, that's really it. And then to get out, you grab your handle, you got your running board, and it's easy to get out. But let me know what you guys think. So we'll shut the door here. Then this is a look at that back tire and wheel, so same dimensions, but you don't get that carpeted or plastic liner here in the back, which is a little annoying. I guess you have this little liner here that comes from factory, but I still wish they gave you some plastic liner just to help with sound. And then this is again the look of the side of the box. But that's it really from a side profile view, guys. Let's take a look at that back tailgate. So in the back here of the F-150 Lariat, we can see we've got the F-150 name stamped in the tailgate. We've got the blacked out Ford badge. And then at the bottom here, we've got your parking sensors with your dual exhaust inputted into the bumper, which I think is a nice touch to add. Now here are what the tail lights look like. So they are LEDs, and I gotta say, I think they look good. Over here, this is actually how you open up your tailgate. There's a button under here that you click twice and it'll open up the tailgate. You've got a camera and then also a light over here. So I'm gonna zoom out here so we can open up the tailgate for you guys. Now the tailgate is aluminum, so it is very light. Now with this option truck, as we can see, I know there's snow here, but there is no spray and bed liner. You don't even get cargo lights back here. You have to get the exterior work surface and it'll give you more options, which is a little shocking that Ford isn't giving you the, you know, cargo lights when you're paying for a Lariat. They used to be, you know, equipped with them already. But anyways, with the PowerBoost, you're also going to get two 120 plugs here and then really nothing else over on this side. You got tie downs in each corner of the truck. But honestly, that's really it for the bed part. You got that rear sliding window. You don't even have a bed camera at the top here. But one thing is that you do get these tie downs on the tailgate itself. So that is really it for the back here. And like I said, since this is aluminum, it's very light to pick up. So that's it for the back. Let's take a look at the seats behind the driver. I just want to say thank you to Kitchener Ford here in Kitchener, Ontario. Go see my boy Connor. He'll hook you up with a great deal on one of these units. All right, so hopping into the back here behind the driver, we'll start with the door panel. Again, all soft touch here at the top, and then you've got this kind of like textured part here. You've got your door handle, window control, your cup holder there, and then here's the storage down below, B&O speaker. Down here, nothing on the door sill, and then this is what that seat looks like. So again, soft and plush. Now these two seats would come up, and you're going to get a little bit more storage underneath. Now you do get your handles to get inside. You've got your cup holders here, two vents, USB-Cs down there, and a 120. But overall, that is really it from a back profile view. And there's another look at that moonroof. But that's it for the back. Let's take a look at the front. So hopping into the front here of the F-150 Lariat 501A, we'll take a look at the door panel first. Again, soft touch here where your arm would lay, and then up here at the top. Some brushed aluminum trim here. Memory seating, which is also nice. You've got your lock and unlock there. You got your window and mirror controls here, and the mirrors are power folding, B&O speaker, and then some storage down here. Nothing here on the door sill, which I do kind of wish they put, you know, something here like Ford. I think it's just a nice touch to add. You got your seat adjustments here with the Ford name there on the seat. And this is what that seat looks like. So again, soft and plush, heated and ventilated. Now, the steering wheel here is telescopic, but it is not automatic. As you can see here, you're going to have to manually adjust it. But over on the left side here, you've got your fuel cap opener. You've got your tailgate lights, and then your normal lights here and your mirror lights. You can actually open up the tailgate from here. Parking brake, and this is cool. You can actually move the pedals forward and back depending on how big or small you are. And then you've got your handles to help you get in. And then here, you've got a little bit of a glimpse of the American flag. That is really it, guys. Before we hop in, let's take a look inside. So we are inside the Ford F-150 Lariat here. So we'll start with the steering wheel. We've got a leather-wrapped steering wheel here, as we can see. On the left side is going to be your buttons for your cruise control with adaptive cruise control. Now we've got your volume and then voice command on the left side. Over on the right side is going to control your front display screen there. So if we hit menu here, we can go and cycle through the different menu options. So you got my view, trip, gauges, off-road, towing, status information, navigation, phone, audio, vehicle maintenance, and settings. If you go into my view, it's going to give you different views that you can configure. The com view is going to give you basically how fast you're going and how many miles until you're empty. So it's actually a nice thing if people don't want too much information going on there. And then you can go and cycle through your different trips if you need to. But that's really it over here. You've got your call hang-up, call pickup, and then your tuning for your audio. Now on the left side of the steering wheel is going to be your toggle for your wipers. Now this one does not have a heads-up display. I believe you're going to have to go to a 502A to get that, but it does have some soft touch, kind of like rubber type feel up here. You also have your B&O speaker up here at the top, and then some storage as well. And then you're going to get more of that soft touch here at the top. Then here's a better glimpse of that brushed aluminum at the top where your upper glove box area is. Now over here is going to be your display screen. On the sides, you can see you've got two vents, your Pro Trailer backup assist there. You've got your push button start as well. And then up here is going to be your Pro onboard power up here. So when you click this button here, you can have all outlets off or you can have them on. So it's just going to depend, honestly, what you want. And then your generator mode as well. So in generator mode, your engine will continue to run, supply power to the outlets, only use a vehicle outside. So that's what you can do. And then you can turn it off. Now this is going to be your 12-inch display screen here, and it is very intuitive and it works well. So as you can see here, we're in the navigation setting. You've got all your hotkeys down here. If you click audio, it'll go to your audio and then move over your navigation to the right. If you see this little arrow here, if you click that little arrow, it'll swap over the screen so you can have the maps bigger here or audio on this side. Now you have arrows here which you can cycle through, or if you click this, you can just kind of use your finger and go as needed. Like I said, you have your hotkeys down here. As you can see, it's very fast and responsive when you go and click into a screen. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have your different settings here, and then you also have different features here. So here's your Pro onboard power. You do have driver assistance settings that you can change your zone lighting. Zone lighting is cool. It'll turn on all your exterior lights. So if you are at like a campsite or you need more light outside at night, you can hit zone lighting and turn on all of your lights. So that's really cool. And you can also turn on different sections of the truck. That's one other thing to note. But that's really it for the screen here. Like I said, I think it fits nicely into the dash. One thing that I love and that Ford is still doing, and I hope other makers still do, is they give you climate control buttons. I don't think people want climate control in the screen. I think people rather have buttons, because inevitably, like in this climate, it's -30 outside. If this screen stops working, how are you going to control your climate? It's nice to have the buttons here so you can physically see what's going on. So you do have dual zone climate. You've got heated and ventilated seats with a heated steering wheel. And then here's how you turn it. So when you turn it, it'll tell you on the screen how high you are, which they used to have it here. I still wish they did that, because it's nice that if the screen does fail, you still can know what your temperature is inside and out. And then here is your fan speed here. And then to turn it off, all you do is push that button. And then you have your different settings here for climate control. You've got your volume tuning, and this is your camera button. So you got different camera angles, which you can go over. You have a bird's eye view for your hitch to see at night. And then you could turn off your parking sensors. And then when you want to turn off the camera, you just push that button. Hazards and your traction control. On the left side here, this is where your trailer brake controller would go, and they substitute that with a coin holder, it looks like, if you don't get your trailer brake controller. Now over here, your different drive mode selections. So if you cycle through the different drive modes, you got normal, you got tow haul, you got eco, sport, and then if we go to the right, you've got slippery, and then you've got off-road, and it will change the 4x4 settings depending on what mode you're in. Now this one does have your rear axle locker, but the nice thing with the Lariat is you get 4Auto. So 4Auto basically is almost like an all-wheel drive system for the truck. It'll send power to the front automatically instead of, obviously being in 4 high all the time. I think the 4Auto works really well. Now down below here we've got USB, USB-C, and then in the Lariat you're going to get this nice cover to cover the front area here if you want to just kind of put things and store it and then have it look a little bit nicer. On the right side here you've got your 12 volt with a 120 plug. Now you do have your center console shifter here, which I personally like. I think it fits nicely into the console here. I know you give up storage space, but I think it looks good. And then you can actually push and make this more of a flat area if you wish. Now you can get an interior work surface, which allows this part to come forward, and you can use this when you are parked. So if you want to plug in your laptop or eat lunch or whatever, you can do that, which I always say option that out here. As you can also see, you got 2 cup holders here, but this one doesn't have the interior work surface, but it has a soft area here to lay your arm. Now as you open it up here, you can take this out and you're going to get 2 more USB-Cs over on the right side. But that is really it here for a console point of view. Now since you do have the moonroof, you're going to have a little bit more of controls here. You've got your sunshade. This will close the full sunshade here. You've got your other light controls, and then this is your rear sliding window with your sunglass holder here. Now you do also have your garage door openers here as well with your visor. So that is really it for the interior of the Lariat. Now one other thing, if I didn't mention, are the speakers on the A-pillars, as you can see. But overall, I gotta say, the interior is nice. Even the seats themselves, I know they may not be a full leather, but they're very comfy. I like the layout of the dash. There are 2 screens here. So you got the screen here, and then obviously the instrument cluster is digital. I don't think they should go into what the Navigator or the Expedition with having a full screen. I still don't think people want these massive screens in the trucks, even in their vehicle rather. I just think having them like this is okay. But, you start putting everything into the screen. I think people are starting to get frustrated because when screens fail, or maybe if they want to go to a certain setting or a certain button, instead of having the physical button, they actually have to go into a certain setting in the screen. So I think having this will work, and it works well for customers, but I think having a full screen with everything in it is really not the way to go. But anyways, I've got the price behind me here. Let's go outside, give you guys my final thoughts, and talk price. So let's talk price. 2026 Ford F-150 Lariat 501A in this beautiful new Avalanche color. We're sitting at $90,465 Canadian. Let me know what you guys think about the truck in the comments. Also curious to know what you think about the color. I do have to say, yeah, the truck prices are very high. But that concludes this review, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.